Hey y'all, it's Elizabeth Weimiller, and we are at the end of September, moving into October, which means it is time for your October 2022 Astro Forecast and Insights. You are getting casual Elizabeth. There is a moon. Of course, I'm an astrologer, so I'm going to love anything with moon, planets, anything on it. But because of the timing of filming, you're going to get me on my more casual side. So you get to see all sides of me. I'm very real. So I'm not always made up. Like most people know, most of us are not always made up. We need to be ourselves, we need to be authentic, and we need to enjoy who we are. So, October 2022, we have a lot going on. It's the final quarter of 2022. I don't know about you. October 2022 has been a year. So for some rising signs, it may have been a rough year. For some, it may be great. Mine has been a roller coaster off and on. So I am thrilled to be moving through. I face each day. I enjoy the present and I just deal with what I deal with. So take a little insight from that. But you know, we have a lot going on. If you want to join my newsletter, please join my newsletter. That's where you're going to get the most insight, the most guidance, the most detail. It's elizabethweimler.com. I will place a link below this video in order to easily sign up for the newsletter, but I send it out once a month. It is free. And you should sign up because what better way to get information? I don't spam you. I don't sell your information. If I send more than one email a month, it is because there is a major planetary thing happening that I feel you need to know. And I don't think it's fair to just stick it in one newsletter. I think you guys should know. If you don't follow me on social, head on over to Instagram, follow me at Mind Soul Journey, or Facebook at Mind Soul Journey as well, or Elizabeth Weimiller. I have my professional page over on Facebook. I also do TikTok. I'm not as consistent on that, but I do it from time to time, also at Mind Soul Journey. So there's a lot of ways to follow me. There's a lot of ways to get the insight. And the newsletter is going to be, again, the most detailed. It's where I put all my heart and soul into. I put a lot into these videos as well, but a lot of my heart and soul. I love writing. And so it goes into the writing of my newsletter. So I'm sure some of you have been feeling this Mercury retrograde that we've been in since the middle of September. The good news is we are going to start this month with Mercury going direct. So October 2nd, Mercury is going to station to turn direct. There's still a shadow period with Mercury retrograde, so there could still be, potential for some miscommunication, some potential for travel delays, but you'll be through the worst of it. I will say I've seen a lot of people having issues. Two of my personal family members have both on very different days had issues flying and delays and setbacks, and they make it to their destination, but not without some quality time spent in airports. So we're going to be through that Mercury retrograde really soon, which I know we're all going to be excited about, especially since we had so many planets retrograde this last few weeks with Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, and then all the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, all retrograde. So we're going to slowly start getting those direct. So Mercury is the first one, October 2nd. October 9th, we're going to have a full moon in Pisces. This can bring emotions to the surface, to the point that you're feeling them more intensely than you would normally feel them, especially if you're a non-emotional person. You may start feeling emotions more intensely. If you're already an emotional person, just try to meditate, try to exercise, whatever you use to calm yourself, use it to calm yourself. Because while you're being asked to feel these emotions deeply and bring out your empathetic side, it is also not good when they go to the extreme on the negative side of them. October 11th, I kind of mentioned it in the last September video, but transiting Mercury and transiting Jupiter are going to have their final of 3 oppositions, and that's again October 11th. So it could be a time of opportunity through communications. Mercury is going to be direct, so it's going to be the final time until Mercury swoops around and is eventually conjunct Jupiter. Remember, this is the planetary energy that happened September 2nd. It also happened September 18th. So think back to around those days, kind of what happened, if anything happened, how did it play out, how did it affect you? That was what you might see kind of around October 11th. The big one that's going on right now, Mars is going to transit into Gemini on October 16th. It's going to stay here for a really short stay. It's only going to be here about a month till November 13th, and then it's going to retrograde back into Taurus. So Mars is going retrograde October 30th. This is the big one because Mars only goes retrograde about every 2 years. So it doesn't happen often. And when it does, it's really asking us to focus on those areas that it is retrograding. So for the most part, in sidereal astrology, which is what I do, I focus on a sidereal system. Tropical, it's going to be retrograde in Gemini. However, sidereal system, which is what I do, it will be retrograde in Taurus the majority of the time. It goes retrograde October 30th, as I mentioned, and it is going to stay retrograde until January 12th of 2023. And it will continue to stay in Taurus until March 13th of 2023. So this is a really long retrograde. It's going to be in Taurus. So whatever Taurus is for you is going to be where you really need to watch. It's going to be where a lot of activity has happened. That is where Mars is asking you to reflect and look back and see what's going on. So pay attention, put your patience pants on with any retrograde, because remember, retrogrades are reflection, resetting, readjusting. It can be resting and resetting. So just pay attention, because you can find people quick to anger. You can find them more hot-headed. It's a time to be extra cautious. We may see more accidents. There's a lot that can go on. So just be patient. We could see the real estate market kind of stall. I know the last Mars retrograde is when the market slowed down even more. Back in October, November of 2020 was the last retrograde. And then after it went direct, the market just took off. So we may see that. There's just a lot we can see. Other things to keep in mind are the fact that Venus is going to transit into Libra on October 18th. So it's finally going to leave Virgo, which is its weakest sign, which is where it's more critical in love. It's going to move into its own sign of Libra. I think it's going to be a really welcome relief, kind of bring a little more love, a little more balance into our lives. Again, we've got all this other stuff going on, and it depends on what's going on in your chart as well, but broad general overview. Sun also transits into Libra on October 17th. So we're going to have all these planets start moving into the sign of Libra, which is where it's going to be on axis with the nodes, because the nodes, Rahu is in Aries, Ketu is in Libra. So eclipses are going to be caught up with all these planets because we are headed into the next eclipse season. Big thing this month, Saturn, one of the planets that sits the longest, is going to be going direct on October 23rd. I know, do a happy dance with me, like get up, dance, celebrate. So we get Mercury direct, we get Saturn direct. I know Mars then goes retrograde, but we're getting some of the big planets to start moving direct. Jupiter will go direct in November. We're going to start feeling some of that slow energy that felt stuck and stagnant over the summer. It's going to start moving forward. Now, it could be a roller coaster. There could be ups and downs over the next few months with Mars retrograde, but Saturn has been retrograde the last 5 months, and I think it's going to be a welcome relief as it starts to finally move forward, and it's eventually going to move out of Capricorn for another 28-year cycle. So it'll be in Aquarius full-time starting January 17th, 2023. The one thing about Saturn retrograde, it has stationed at the degree of that August 1st conjunction of Rahu, Mars, and Uranus, which was at 24 degrees of Aries. Saturn is squaring it. Squares bring action, they bring change. It's been squaring it for the last few weeks. It's going to continue to square it for the next few weeks, because when planets station, they sit, especially these big ones, for a really long time. So that 24-degree mark of Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and Libra, those are powerful points, but Saturn's activating that 24-degree range. We're seeing awful hurricanes. We're seeing flooding places. Remember, Uranus is unexpected. Rahu expands everything, and squares bring change. So nothing like a hurricane to come in and bring change for people. So just keep that in mind. The other big thing I want to mention is we are going to have a solar eclipse on October 25th in Libra with the new moon. So that's going to occur. It's at like 7 degrees, 50 minutes of Libra. So about 8 degrees. So if you have planets at 8 degrees of Libra, Aries, Capricorn, or Cancer, those are going to be affected again. Those are squares. They're going to be change. So just keep an eye on those and see what change may come for you over the next year. So eclipse energy lasts for a year. Now, what you're really interested in, as always, is the broad high-level overviews for each sign. Remember, you can look at your rising sign or ascendant, or your moon sign. So I always say, look at both, get a flavor of both, because your moon is your mind. So it's how you're going to view things, and the ascendant is how things may appear on the external world. So Aries, you are going to find yourself feeling stronger physically this month. It's going to be a great time to let your creative side out, whether it be through writing, music, art, dance, athletics, whatever lets that creative side out, do it. It can be a great time to sign up and begin that class you've been eyeing and interested in. Don't wait. You'll thank yourself later. You'll thank me later. You'll thank yourself later. It's a great time to do that. It can be a really great time for promoting yourself, promoting your skills. Don't hide behind the curtain. It's going to be easier, even easier once Mercury turns direct, as communication is going to become less delayed, less misunderstood. Still important, as always with communication, to ensure that you are thinking through your words and not being blunt and hurtful in your ways. So really think through what you're saying, think through emails, still take that time. But on the other side, physically, be sure that you're stretching your hands, neck, and shoulders. So for those of office workers of you, get up, stretch, work them out, make sure they're not getting tight to help prevent injury. Taurus, your health should be a priority this month for you. Really get out, enjoy the nice days, get your exercise in, while also watching what you eat and choosing the healthy food options. I'm not saying you can't indulge every once in a while with a margarita or something, but choose those options, get that exercise. You may find that work is more stressful and that more demands are coming at you in your job. Starting mid-month, it will be important that you think before speaking, because you're going to find that your speech can be more aggressive and more direct. That's great, and it has its place, but it also can take some people, especially if it's not your normal approach, it can take people and throw people off guard. So just watch that, pay attention. If you have not been to the dentist recently, Taurus, I would highly recommend getting a routine dental checkup and cleaning scheduled. Never know what they're going to find. Don't procrastinate. I'm watching you. But be sure to check in on your finances as well, and don't take any undue risk during this time. Gemini, you're going to find yourself getting flashes of insight and getting inspired to become more creative. Keep a pen and paper nearby so that you can write down those ideas as they come to mind, because otherwise they're just going to flit right in and flit right out. I can promise you, I've done it before where I'm like, I need to remember this. And next thing I know, I'm like, what did I need to remember? So keep a pen and paper nearby. If you're really good at typing, keep the phone handy so you can type it, but writing always is a great way to do it. Mid-month, you can find yourself motivated to accomplish many things. You're going to have extra energy and that ability to do things quickly. If you find yourself in a disagreement, you will have the ability to defend yourself as you're more aggressive this month. Flip side, don't start arguments. Don't start disagreements. If you're looking to pick a fight, don't do it. That is not appropriate. But if a disagreement arises out of some other form, you will be able to defend yourself. Again, make sure you're not being overly aggressive to people that just happen to cross your path at the wrong time. And it's going to be really important to stay in the present and be aware, as you can be more accident prone. Cancer, you will find that your focus this month is at home and on your home. If you have been procrastinating on getting repairs completed, be sure you get them done. Don't delay any further, or you could find yourself with a much bigger problem than you desired or want or expected. So for you, starting towards the middle of the month and into the first half of November, be sure that you keep your finances in order. This is not the time to build up debt or go into debt, but rather get ahead on payments if at all possible. It's really going to be important for you to exercise, meditate, or whatever activity helps keep your emotions in check, because they may be a little up and down, roller coastery, a little more emotionally. But you may find that also your sleep is a little less restful this month. Unless your chart says otherwise, this is a passing influence. So just go with it, roll with it, and move on. Leo, you are going to find yourself seeking to take on new projects and opportunities that come your way. Don't be scared. This can put you on a path you didn't plan or expect. You're going to feel stronger. You're going to feel more ambitious. Toward the middle of the month, you could find that your cash flow begins to increase. Enjoy this, and be sure that you're not letting it flow right back out the door. So stick some in savings for a rainy day, and make sure you have that in your back pocket if you need it. But you could also find opportunities presenting themselves to you. So just be sure you're keeping your eyes open so you don't miss out. Leo, I would not recommend loaning money to a friend or friends, as it's going to be more of a gift, less likelihood that you will ever see that money again. So don't do it. To add to that part, if something comes across about making a lot of money, and it seems to be good to be true, it is. Believe it. Don't believe it. And don't partake. You're going to regret investing or buying, as the only person that really will make money out of this is the one running the operation. Virgo, you can find that money is at the top of your mind this month. Financial matters will need to be focused on. They will need to be focused on. They're also going to need to be faced head on, so you don't go on being an ostrich and sticking your head in the sand. We all know what this looks like. You will thank me later for not doing that. So keep that in mind. Beginning mid-month, Mars will be working in your favor in your house of career. Be sure to promote yourself, even though I know it may feel uncomfortable and outside your comfort zone. It's a really great time to take action. Trust your gut instinct, and really don't let your intellect take over and prevent you from making a good decision. I know you, Virgo, you can overthink things, but this is an excellent time to plan for what you want in your future career and the potential path you may want to take. Don't get set in it, as you know the universe always guides. So it's going to guide you how it wants, but if you have a general broad theory, that'll help. It's not a time to take risks on your taxes or with government/authority figures, as it could backfire. Take a sip of water. Libra, you are going to be feeling satisfied with who you are. You're going to be more confident in your own abilities. Take and write down your wins, so that when you're feeling down, you can look back and really remind yourself of the wins, because it's very easy when we're feeling down not to remember the wins and be like, I've done nothing in life. So write them down, keep that list. It's one of the things I tell all my clients to do on my corporate side. So keep those in mind. Be sure that you're paying attention to others, as you could forget to consider them in your plans, which could lead to some tension. Beginning mid-month, you're going to feel luckier and feel as if inspiration is all around you. If you are currently studying or have been looking to study a new topic, now can be a really great time to sign up for classes and continue your education. These can even be, what some deem in corporate America as the pesky, continuing education classes that companies require for certification. Take the energy of this month and use it in your favor. The choice is yours on how you approach it. Remember, you have free will. But, if you jump in feet, it's going to be your choice. Do you jump in feet first, or do you procrastinate and end up frustrated with yourself later? Again, choice is yours, but I know which I would choose. Scorpio, you're going to find yourself craving alone time to recoup and reset that energy of yours. It's a real time to help you, making sure you reset and recoup your energy and take time for you is going to help you to rebuild your reserve energy. It has been really kind of depleted the last few months. Don't feel bad about taking this time. Don't take that guilt on. If you have a project you've been hoping to bring to completion, get it done now. This is a great time to complete it. Starting mid-month, you could find that support can come in different forms and be exactly when you show up exactly when you need it. Be sure that you're having faith and trusting in the universe, because it always guides, whether we like to admit it or not. But you could find yourself with a desire to dig deep into a new topic that's caught your eye. Do it. Enjoy every minute as you research and learn all about the topic. If you've been curious about acupuncture or massage, now's a great time to jump in and try it. If you are already a raving fan, go ahead and book your appointments. This is a great month to get a massage done. It's a great month to get acupuncture done. If you're a raving fan, as you know, doing it more often is awesome. But if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend you try it. Sagittarius, starting mid-month, you can find that the passion between you and your partner is going to be higher. This can be both physically and emotionally in a personal relationship. It can be potentially with more arguments in business relationships. So it's a great time to get business done, and get business done that can be done quickly, as Mars is going to be working in your favor. However, patience pants will be important, as they will get, they're going to be important because they're going to help you more easily deal with others who are not moving as quickly as you would like, because you will find people that are not moving quickly in your opinion, or your view. So if you're getting ready to sign any type of contract or agreement, be sure that you read over it with a fine-tooth comb. It can even be beneficial to have someone else you trust also go through and ensure that you understand all the details and nuances before signing on the dotted line. You don't want to regret any documents you sign. Capricorn, this can be a time when you really have the ability to stand out in your career or at work. It can be, if you've been thinking of making a change, this can be a great time to apply for new jobs and put yourself and your resume out there. Worst case scenario is that the answer is no, and you're no worse off than before. But if you don't take the risk, it's going to be no anyways. So you really have nothing to lose. Mid-month can be a great time for doing that self-growth that you've been talking about for the last few months. I know what's going on in that head. Stop talking about it. This is the time to do it. It's really, you're in a period where you can provide amazing service to others. This is not a time to decide to jump into high-risk activities, as you can be more accident-prone. So basically, I would not recommend jumping out of a plane, for example. I don't care if you do it 5 months from now. Well, 4 months from now, just don't do it this month. Keep an eye on your finances and budget, as you can be prone to getting into higher debt this month as well. Aquarius, you can find that a trip or change of scenery gives that much needed break in your schedule to help you reset at the core. Be sure that you're keeping a neutral, objective perspective of others when interacting with them, as you can have a tendency to be more judgmental this month. Starting mid-month, it can be a time to do fun things and or spend more time with your kids if you have them. I recognize not all of you have them, but if you have them, it can be a great time to spend time with your kids. It can be a really good time to really enjoy your passions. If you've been focused on the future, it's really being asked to enjoy the present. The future is great. Planning for the future is great. Living in the past is not great. It's great to learn from those lessons. Don't live there. Live in the present. Enjoy every moment and everything that life has to offer. You can find that you get into more disagreements with your partner this month. Be sure you're coming from your heart. Weigh the pros and cons before jumping in. And if it's something inconsequential, it could be better to kind of just let it go and move on. So don't go after petty stuff. Don't nitpick. Just move on, and it'll work better for you, I promise. Pisces, you can find that your energy levels are high, which is going to allow you to get more accomplished. You could find that tension is higher around your home. Mars is going to be stirring up that energy, but once Mars turns retrograde, it could come out in different ways. So be sure you're staying patient. Don't be quick to react or make, decisions that you later come to regret, basically. If you come across electrical issues, don't delay in getting them looked at and fixed. If you've been having electrical issues, don't delay in getting them looked at and fixed. If you've had appliances with issues, perhaps electrical, get them fixed. I think you can sense a trend. So there can be a higher risk, especially as Mars slows down to turn retrograde. This can be a time for you where laughter is going to help lighten the mood. Be sure you're not taking life so seriously that you miss out on the true humor. But for the stuff that needs to be taken care of, get it taken care of. That is not funny, and it is not. Just get it taken care of. Then you can laugh about it later. Planning some future trips for you can give you something to look forward to, and this can be a great time to really make these happen. Take the time to rest towards the end of the month, as you're going to kind of find that you're slightly lower energy levels and your body may need more rest to recoup. Friendly reminder, these are broad, high-level descriptions, and your personal experiences may be different. If you're curious about the personal impact may be for you, schedule your personal, unique birth blueprint reading consultation at elizabethweimiller.com/contact. I will put the link below. If you do not follow me, go ahead and follow this video, like and follow, because then you will get them more easily and you won't have to constantly be kind of searching. Sign up for my newsletter. It's free. All the stuff is included in it. It gives links to everything, so it's much easier. It's everything in one place for you. If you follow my blog, you get stuff immediately when I post it. Otherwise, you'll get it in the newsletter at the start of the month. With that said, that is your October 2022 Astro Forecast and Insights. I hope everybody has a fantastic October. Remember, there can be a little bit up and down, but we have a lot going on. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of changes. So just stay calm, live in the present, and I look forward to seeing all of you again in November. I know I'm not actually seeing you, but I do know that you're watching on the other end, and I really thank you for your support. So like and follow the newsletter below this video, And until November, I hope you have a great October. Enjoy it all. Enjoy the weather wherever you are. Live in the present, and I will see you then.